This is a guy who possibly might be gay. This is a guy who has faux hawk ideals. This is a guy who fabricates like we've seen Josh Denny do for many years. Very similar to Denny fabrications. This is Tyler Fischer. Joe Rogan puts him on the show. I'd never heard of him before. I started looking into him. He's been down here in Austin. I'll see. He's been down here in Austin for the last 6 months or so, going up every week at the mothership. He's part of their full crew. I'm going to say this. I think this Tyler Fischer, who we're about to show you, has been lying through his entire life. I think he's lying in plain sight now, and he's making a lot of money off of it.
Yeah, let me just get a little confidence here. I'm so small. This is like a large coffee to me.
Okay, whoa. Our first alarm. Wait till you see how he refers to himself and his height throughout this experiment here that we're doing with him, a discovery. Because I've never seen somebody talk about it this way, and the way he talks, I mean, really, this guy, I'm really scared of him. I can't wait to find out what he's all about. And I think Joe's finally realizing, whoa, this guy's like a complete fraud. What have I done? What do I do? All right, this is a good one. Let's start here. 32 minutes in.
Called like a far-right Trump supporter, I go, okay, we've never done this before.
What was your decision? Why'd you decide not to take it?
Warp speed. Do you remember warp speed, Joe, right? Nobody can do that.
Yeah.
We call it warp speed.
Okay, this is our first, maybe seventh impression. Yep. He impersonates all the presidents. And it starts disturbing Joe.
The OG, the original.
And how bad was it for you?
It was like, I get the flu every year. I'm tiny. I'm a sickly person, you know? I'm allergic to fucking cigarettes. Can I get one of those fucking...
I'm allergic to cigarette smoke, he says. I'm a tiny, sickly person. I'm even allergic to cigarette smoke. And then says, can I get one of those? One of these! A full, giant, tobacco-packed, to the point where even a cigarette smoker, a daily cigarette smoker, this could make them puke. He's allergic to cigarette smoke. Can I have one of those? Now, I don't get this. Maybe it's a bit. Let's find out.
10 to 21. I smoked for 11 years.
Nice.
So let's start now.
Sorry, I would have invited
No,
you.
it's fine. It's fine. It's just, goddamn.
How did I know that you had quit cigarettes?
How did I know that you would quit cigarettes? And Joe seems kind of disturbed. He says he's allergic to cigarette smoking. And then he's going, it's fine, it's fine. He's making this face. And then he says this.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just, goddamn.
How did I know that you had quit cigarettes?
How did I know that you would quit cigarettes? Now, listen to his answer. I find this to be very interesting. I know this seems very petty. Listen to his answer.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just, goddamn.
How did I know that you had quit cigarettes?
No, you wouldn't know that.
And he kind of goes, nah, you wouldn't know that. Okay, this is... What am I getting to here?
Damn.
How did I know that you had quit cigarettes?
No, you wouldn't know that.
I think somebody brought it up.
Well, I put up a sign when I was filming the special that, like a no smoking sign.
Excuse me? How did I know that you had quit smoking? Where did I hear that? Somebody was telling me that. No, it's probably nothing. Oh, well, I did put up a no smoking sign in your green room. So you probably walked in one night and goes, no smoking. What the fuck? Imagine Joe Rogan coming into his own green room to light up a cigar. Oh, sorry, Joe. And then they point to the sign, no smoking. Imagine Joe. Who put that up? Tyler Fischer. He says he's allergic to cigarette smoke, so there's no smoking in the green room all weekend. What the fuck? All right, whatever.
They were probably all talking about it.
They were all talking about it. Now listen to this, knowing all this. Watch this. As Tyler asks for a cigar after he made Joe Rogan a no-smoking environment in his own green room for a month. At the least, because Tyler has been shooting his special every fucking day over there. Imagine someone doing this. Like, I can't imagine if somebody did something without asking me. To put up a sign in someone else's green room in their club without asking anybody? Joe Rogan comes in. So no wonder they were talking about you quitting smoking, because that's the lie you told for this no smoking sign. And now you're telling Joe, because you just asked for a cigar after banning smoking in his club, and then you say this?
Sign in the green room because I had all this camera crew and stuff in there.
Mm-hmm. He's waiting for more.
What do you hit this thing?
The other side.
And then he's asking, how do you light a cigar? Like this? Do I just break it in half? Is there a string that you pull that gets it going? And Joe's angry. You light it. You put it in your fucking mouth and light it.
You see that? That's the top.
Right there?
And you pulled that thing down.
Okay.
That's it. There you go. But you got it backwards. You should do it the other way so you can see what you're doing.
Oh, like this?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I was good at this when I was 12.
Where?
I was good at this when I was 12. Listen to this guy talk about his tininess again.
This is a
Oh, I
comedy
was
of
good at
errors.
this when I was 12.
Where?
Oh, yeah. I used to steal cigars. I was in like a skateboard gang, and I was so small they'd send me under the counter.
What the fuck?
And I would steal like thousands of dollars of cigars.
Under counters?
I've seen enough to paint this guy in a very bad light. I've seen enough. Now watch this.
Once, we went and flipped their car over and burnt it.
Wow.
Yeah.
He flipped a car over. The tiny kid. They flipped the car and burned it. Do you believe that he was in a cigar gang? They sold cigars. Now, where are you selling the cigars? The other kids? Oh, this is a fine cigar. Thank you. Here's 30 cents. Because I'm also a child. And then you're flipping their car. You're flipping somebody's car and burning it. Were you a child or not? You were so small you could fit under the crack of a counter. And then you stole thousands of dollars worth of cigars. So you must have had some high-end clients if you made a profit on that. You know what I mean? Thousands of dollars is too much for the other kids. And why would the kids want with cigars? You would have to find like a 40-year-old man and be like, interested in some cigars? And he'd be like, what do you kids care? Look at this. And then you open up. Not so fast. You have the cash? Well, yeah, I'm 45. What do you want? Is that how you got your clientele? How did you move all the stolen cigars enough to where it ended up in this firefight where you flipped a car and burned it? When he brings up someone, he does the impression, if it's a political figure or somebody from, that has been done to death. If it's an impression of somebody that's been done to death by every man and woman and child, he's the king of it. So watch this. He starts doing a Bush.
Yeah, the war and terror. Weapons of mass destruction. Oh, the way they, it was almost like the pandemic, the way they scared people.
Pandemic?
Weapons of mass destruction. We got to take them out. We got to do what we got to do. And we went in there, and what came of that?
Yeah.
Biden pulling out, leaving billions of dollars of...
Oh my God! The fool's butane. It's never been done. Shh. The sound of the loudest. He's holding the biggest butane torch I've ever seen. Trump. A perfect Trump. Oh, and there it is. He's looking at the flame.
You can't believe it.
He gonna run through all my dang butane. Joe hates when somebody can't figure out a fucking lighter.
Well, those burn pits 100% fuck people up. That's so crazy that they did that, too. They had soldiers over there, and they had all this waste, and they just burned it all. And then so the wind would just blow it right into the camp, so these soldiers are just breathing in toxic chemical waste. Yeah.
Oh.
Yikes.
Watch this. He does the face here, and then it cuts back to Rogan. He's so fucking pissed. He's like, not only do you not know what to say, and I'm kind of figuring out that you're just a lying, weird scumbag who's doing his jokes to me and pretending it's a conversation, but you also don't know anything, and then you just did that face, and you're lucky that I don't shoot you full of fucking holes. He takes this drag. Look at this sick drag.
It's amazing how Trump, he looks so young and energized.
And look at the smoke. This is a kid who's allergic to cigarette smoke. He's being enveloped in a cloud. Is that what you would say? He's in a full cloud of smoke. Like Joe blew that smoke and it went. The cameramen are not stationed in the green room. The cameramen are in the showroom where no one's allowed to smoke. And they're in the back of the room. They're on the sides of the room. What does no smoking in the green room have to do with the cameramen? Are they coming up for a nosh? Are they coming up for a drink? Well, they could stand outside. Someone could pass it. They don't need to be in the... Your cameramen do not need to be in the green room for any reason. Production in the green room? That doesn't even make sense. How big is this green room? I've seen pictures of it. It holds 7 or 8 people. Very small. So this has never been made clear. He has never cleared up why this no smoking sign was put in the green room. What could that have been for? If he's smoking here. So this is still such a bizarre... He put up that sign. Now, was it through a series of lies that he forgot about? What could it have been? I must find out. And then, why were Comics and Joe talking about that he quit smoking and that's why it was up? Remember that? This is a real big mystery with a big hole in it. So I got to prep you for this one. We're getting another impression. Now, we're at 58 minutes. That's not even halfway into the show. So you can see this is going to show Joe's full anger. Joe finally snaps. He's had enough of the impressions. This one was too far for Joe. Watch this.
See, Robert Kennedy explained this to me.
RFK.
This is his words, not mine. But if he's right, it's the craziest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. And I think he's right. In the placebo group, two people died.
I'm going to do his voice while you talk, if you don't mind.
Don't do that. In the placebo group, two...
Oh, my gosh. Joe Rogan's talking, and he's so serious, he's about to cry. And then in the middle of Joe talking, he goes, I'm going to do an impression of how he talks while you talk, if that's okay. And Joe goes, do not do that. Watch this again. This is psychotic.
I think he's right. In the placebo group, two people died.
I'm going to do his voice while you talk, if you don't mind.
Don't do that. In the placebo group, two people...
I'm just kidding. Now, Tyler does not get the hint. He continues to do voice after voice. Joe finally said, don't do that. And by the way, why the hell can't he do that? This is something we're kind of onto right now. And I've seen people do this before. So here's the concept. You tell a joke, clear as day, you have a realistic premise that Joe Rogan falls for. You do the punchline to the joke, and it goes over Joe's head. So instead of going, it's a joke, just a joke, you can't do that to Joe. You can't bring yourself to make him look humiliated in front of you. So this is something, I've seen this done a few times before. It's a concept called a joke into a lie. What you're going to see here is him do a joke to Rogan that Rogan falls for and doesn't get. So instead of telling Joe, he decides to turn it into a real story that Joe could follow. We know this to be true, kind of, because we watched him do this bit on his special without the other part. Watch this.
He's a performer, you know, but that's what half this country wants. They want someone who's just going to make them feel good enough to go to work every day.
Sure.
Well, as their rights get eroded.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely.
Kamala Harris, that would be interesting. Even to have her for one day as president.
Bro, they've been hiding that lady.
That would be interesting. You know, I got kicked out of a comedy club for doing an impression of her?
No.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. You know, I got kicked out of a comedy club for doing an impression of Kamala Harris? No. What did you say? Well, okay. That premise is one of the jokes of his special. He does this joke in his special. Watch this thing.
Zach.
You know, I got kicked out of a comedy club for doing an impression of her?
No.
Yeah.
What?
They said it's no longer okay for a straight white guy to do an impression of a retarded hyena.
Wow.
Yeah.
He just goes, okay, Joe thought that was a real story, so I got to make it real. Watch this. Watch this whole thing again. This is very strange.
For doing an impression of her?
No.
Yeah.
What?
They said it's no longer okay for a straight white guy to do an impression of a retarded hyena.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the club?
There's no club. It was a joke. Joke over. But Tyler does the remarkable. Instead of manning up and going, it's just a joke. Actually, a joke from my special that you said you watched. And I thought we're kind of doing like a Bob and Tom radio thing where I do my jokes. You agree to them. I've done like 50 of them already, remember? And you pretended that you were hearing them the first time. It's just a joke. But instead of saying that, he goes,
Ina.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the club?
It was like a makeshift thing during COVID. It was this outdoor thing.
What?
And I got thrown out. They go, "You're racist." I was like making fun of her, and I got thrown to the curb.
Wait, so now it's not a joke anymore. Now it's a real story about being thrown into the curb because that never happened. This gets weird. And you know what? This is going to hit even harder now that you've come this far. This is Tyler Fischer. Watch this.
What is going on? When I started comedy, I started around the time of like Sam Morrill and Mark Normand, and I started 2 years after them, and we were still doing open mics. You'd see Mark Normand on The Tonight Show, and then back at the club, hey, comedy, all right, you're gay, I'm fat, praise Allah, hey,
Yeah.
And we would say this craziest
Proof that he knows Mark Normand. They would always talk. That's why I've never fucking heard of you from Mark. Ooh, that guy. Ooh. Yeah, that's what he would say about you. Just because you corner somebody at a comedy club and they don't have the guts to spit in your face like you deserve, doesn't mean they're your friends.
shit. And it made you good. And then suddenly
Watch
it was
this.
like, you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't say that.
Yeah.
And it's all made up. It's all made up.
It all
The
happened
fake rules.
during the Obama administration. It was a wave of it. It happened around 2012.
I'm transphobic, but that just means because I'm afraid of them. Joe, I've gone out with 2 by accident.
Yeah.
I've gone out with 2 by accident. No way. He's gone out with 2 trans people. By accident.
I mean, we all just watched Baby Reindeer like 2 weeks ago.
So listen to this.
I'm afraid of them. Joe, I've gone out with 2 by accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do online dating, and you'd show, they would have good angles. The surgery's getting good too. And if they're Asian, game over.
What the fuck?
Game over. So I was on a date.
This
with,
is so he speaks the truth.
It was a black woman. It turned out to be a man.
A black woman. He went out with a black trans man. Like a full b-ball basketball man. Listen to this.
If they're Asian,
Asian,
Game
yeah,
over.
okay, I agree with that.
game over. So I was on a
No,
date.
I don't agree that they look more like women and I'd be tricked. If they're Asian, I like them better. That had nothing to do with beauty. In fact, I thought I was saying the opposite. All of a sudden, he admits he's gone on 2 dates. Listen to this tale.
A man. And I had a complete mental breakdown. I ran in the bathroom. I called my friend. I go, I'm out with a dude. And he wants to fuck me. He wants to take me home.
So you're still on the date. So you find out it's a man at dinner. You run to the payphone by the lobby. What do I do?
And your friend was like,
you leave. And you don't tell your friend.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened.
Jesus, Joe says. You can't think of anything worse. Jesus. So basically, Joe is like panicking, thinking that this could happen to him. Which it has. Have you seen Joe Rogan's wife? Tell me that's not a full guy. And you probably sucked his fucking cock! Well, I already paid for the calamari. You doing your bush? Let's hear it.
Time it happened to me, I was invited to do a podcast. So a woman, she was a lesbian. She wanted me to come on and tell the story of being raised by gay men. She goes, I think...
Wait, excuse me?
oh yes, his dads are gay also.
His dad is gay. No joke. His brother is also gay. Can you believe this? Okay, so he's saying raised by 2 queer dads and a gay brother. His whole family was gay.
A lesbian. She wanted me to come on and tell the story of being raised by gay men. She goes, I think this will be good to bridge our 2 fan bases so people can hear it from a straight guy's point of view of what it's like to kind of grow up in around, I grew up in gay bars and piano bars and drag.
I grew up in gay bars and piano bars and drag bars. And you couldn't tell 2 trans women were trans, and you hate trans people with all your heart? What is going on in this baby reindeer?
Up and around, you know, I grew up in gay bars and piano bars and drag shows, and I'm kind of the long-term study for what it does to you. It fucks you up.
Wow.
You know, I started to think maybe I'm gay, maybe I'm...
Okay. I started to think maybe I'm gay.
It fucks you up. You know, I started to think maybe I'm gay, maybe I'm, you know, in college, actually, I was going home to visit my family. I tried kissing a guy just because I felt like...
Okay,
This shit really, it really...
How'd that go?
Oh, he was like, get the fuck away from me. I remember I was in the car and just going like, fuck, maybe I'm gay. My dad's gay. I got a gay brother. One of my dad's brothers gay. I think my grandfather was...
That's too many fucking homos in the family. My dad's gay. My grandpa's gay. My uncles are all gay. My brother's gay. I mean, what am I to think?
I lost my mind.
And so when you recorded this on tape, what happened after you recorded it on tape?
After that, I was too afraid because when I would tell people about this, they would go, well, whatever. White guys have had it good. And I'm going, I just fucking got here.
But isn't that one of the things that someone said to you? Like, white guys have had a good run?
Oh, people say it to me all the time.
But wasn't that one of the things that one of the agents had said to you?
I mean, I don't know if...
So he told Joe Rogan that his agent... See, because he's always spouting lies. So probably last week he was like, yeah, my agent told me flat out, there's no more room for white guys. That's over. Watch this.
To you? Like, white guys have had a good run?
Oh, people say it to me all the time.
But wasn't that one of the things that one of the agents had said to you?
I mean, I don't know if an agent said that, but
You were telling me that someone said it to you.
comedy, comedy clubs, a lot, not necessarily clubs, but like the independent run shows. There would be like no white.
But did anyone actually say this to you? Because you told me they did. This is the discovery of Tyler. No, we don't really have any of that.
Luke, and now you're under my control.